Thanks, Paul. Well, I've just come into Naseem Howard's Royal Suite here at the Grosvenor Park Hotel. This is where he's been hanging out for the last couple of days in preparation for the fight. We're just minutes away from going down to the London Arena, and I'm here with the entourage. The party has begun. You're just minutes away from leaving. How do you feel?
I feel absolutely wicked, and I can't wait to get out of this building. I mean, when I hit him, it's going to hit him so hard. It's like being hit by a glove this big. Can you see how big this glove is? When it hits him on the end of his chin. I mean, whiskers. It's going to feel as big as this when it hits him, but it's just going to be a nice 8 ounce glove. I feel like and he's going to get knocked out, and I can't wait. Check it, look.
But Naz, you're just minutes away from going. Are you nervous?
I don't care. I'm not nervous at all. I'm gonna rip that IBF belt straight off him. He's gonna get such a smack in the first round. Comes the first.
Check it out. You got a last message for everyone before you leave.
Yeah, don't blink in the third round. It's just going to be such an atmosphere, and I'm going to take the IBF belt, and we're going to keep it here in Britain, in Sheffield, taking it back.
Well, Paul, we'll be leaving here very soon. I think I'll understand here. The party's begun. As we're just minutes away now. How are you doing?
We can see for yourself. Absolutely cool, calm and collective. What can I say? I just can't wait to get my hands on him and knock him clean out.
But this is put up or shut up now. So I mean, it really is now.
That's it, and he's going to shut up when I bang it on him.
Are you nervous at all?
Do I look nervous? No, I'm not nervous whatsoever. I just can't wait to get out and knock him spark out. It's totally me all the way through. You watch the first round. I'm just going to walk out and set about the boy. Give him so much pain. Beat him like I'm his daddy. And I'm shortening his name from Tom Boom Boom to Thomas Bum when I bang him down.
Still the third round?
Bum. Was it Bum? That's it, it's Bum, innit? Thomas Bum.
Third round still, Naz?
Third round, man. I ain't changing it for anybody.
Okay, thanks a lot, Naz. Good luck.
Later.
Later, but not much later. Some more.
Tell you, while all that was going on, Tom Johnson was sitting with the crowd, or standing in his case, and just watching it all. It's the entrance, really, isn't it, of a rock star, really. The fans here have paid up to £250 for their tickets, and Glenn, I guess they expect this kind of thing. They want it, they get it.
They certainly do, and especially with Naz, he loves it all. I mean, you know, he plans his entrances out. He was out there earlier practicing what he was going to do on the entrance. Tom Johnson in his corner was just going through the motions like a true pro. Naz, very different from the norm.
One thing I can tell you is that Tom Johnson has not been fazed by any of this at all. He actually came over and leant over the ropes and winked at Glenn and I while all this has been going on. Just gave us a wry little smile as if to say, yeah, I knew all this would be happening. It's very, very interesting here. The gnarled old pro against the young millionaire showman. You could not get two more contrasting characters than Prince Naseem Hamed and Tom Boom Boom Johnson.
But this really is a test for Hamed, because Johnson is a good pro. He's just stood in the corner there, just went on with his little warm-up, occasionally looking over to Hamed to see what was going on, but he never looked fazed at any point. He's gone about his work well in the dressing room. He knows it's a good fight. He knows it's a great place to show what he's got.
Well, Prince Naseem Hamed, after his protracted ring entrance, will now make his final spectacular acrobatic leap into the ring. And that is when the showmanship has to stop, and then he has to deliver. Has to be said, crowd absolutely lap it up. Here's the tale of the tape. Johnson, much the older man by 8 years. Well, Hamed actually is 22, not 24 as on that caption. He's 22. He'll be 23 in 5 days, or 4 days' time. Johnson, the taller man. Hamed right on the limit, 9 stone. Johnson, who has had problems making the weight in the past, half a pound inside. A reach advantage for Tom Johnson, who is a very good technician, but can he take Hamed's punches? Johnson has had twice as many fights, much bigger knockout percentage. Look at that at the bottom, 91% knockout rate for Hamed, 52% for Johnson. The rules, WBO rules, although the IBF title is also on the line. That means there will be a 3 knockdown rule in effect here. Only the referee can stop the fight. The bell will save a fighter only in the last round of the contest.
WBO Featherweight Championship of the World, scheduled 12 rounds of boxing. Presenting to you the world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner. Entering the ring, wearing black trunks with red trim, fighting out of Detroit, Michigan, by way of Evansville, Indiana, in the United States. He weighed in at 8 stone, 13 and a half pounds, or 125 and 1/2 U.S. pounds. With a record of 44 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, he has 26 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the 12th defense of his title, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, a true warrior of boxing, the IBF Featherweight Champion of the world, Tom Boom Boom Johnson. And his opponent across the ring, the world champion on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing his leopard trunks, hailing from his hometown of Sheffield, England, and proudly representing his heritage of Yemen. His weight, 9 stone even, right at the limit of 126 U.S. pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring, 24 wins, no losses, 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the 5th defense of his title, here is one of boxing's young sensations, the colorful and explosive, undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, Prince Naseem Muhammad.
A really big fight atmosphere here.
Battle now to give instructions.
All right, gentlemen, you both received your instructions. I expect a clean fight at all times. I want a clean break. Watch your heads, watch your low blows. I wish you both good luck. Let's touch gloves. Good luck to you.
American referee Rudy Battle, the Hamed camp, dropped their objections to him earlier this week. He's had 74 world title fights, Rudy Battle, and one of them was the famous Tyson-Spinks fight, which lasted only 91 seconds. Is that some kind of omen for what's going to happen here? One of the key things is what happens when Prince Naseem Hamed lands what he calls his rocket launchers. Johnson has been on the floor once or twice in recent defenses. He's got up to win. If he catches the power of Prince Naseem, what will happen then? Will he get up from that? Will he be able to make his ring craft and skills tell? The early stages of this could be absolutely vital.
Johnson warmed up long and hard in the dressing room, so you can guarantee he was expecting a fast start to this fight.
Naseem, as always, switching from southpaw to orthodox even early on. Sometimes he throws punches and leaves himself a little open because he's so off balance. Will Johnson make him pay for that kind of thing, as Manuel Medina did? And he hits a bit harder than Manuel Medina, does Tom Johnson. Two world champions clashing. Something has to give. Often starts cautiously like this, Prince Naseem, and then suddenly he'll explode into action. He's very, very fast, and the punches come from unusual angles like that left hand. Just for a moment, Johnson was caught by surprise. He's okay.
I don't think Johnson will ever seen punches come in from these types of angles before.
These are not freak punches, though, from Prince Naseem. He works on this. It's a style that's evolved since he was a little boy of 7 when he first wandered into Brendan Ingle's gym in Sheffield. Good body shot, that was, from Johnson. Get the impression that Prince Naseem himself is just taking a little look, switching stances, going orthodox like now. For a while he's normally a southpaw. In the past, Johnson's had problems with southpaws once or twice.
So you can see there's a great deal of mutual respect. Hamed is having a long look at Johnson as well. He's getting a little untidy there.
Now they build this up close and personal. In the last 48 hours, it's got very personal. Become a bit of an Anglo-American grudge match.
And Johnson didn't like that. Hamed still trying to rattle Johnson.
Prince made to miss. Be sure that Johnson will have watched videos time and time again and will have tried to work out a style to win this. Not a lot in that opening round, was there, Glenn?
No, it was a very even round. They were both having a long look. Nas had a little bit of success with a couple of lunges, but Johnson come back with one or two decent body punches just around the side. But there wasn't any real great scoring shots on there. Probably a level round. Both just having a good look at each other.
Now then, here's the left hook from Prince Naseem. That was a good shot. That was his best shot of the round.
Yes, that was his two decent clean punches. He leapt in. He just caught Johnson on the side of the head, knocked him a little off balance, but it was the second left which caught him just as he was rolling backwards.
Well, Prince Naseem has been predicting a third round victory tonight, but this second round is one that he's particularly favoured in the past. Any kind of win would be fabulous for him. Never mind getting the prediction of the round right tonight. Doubling up on the jab neatly, Johnson. Good right hand, which was taken well by Johnson.
Johnson not being drawn in too much. Hamed likes to draw his opponents in, make them make mistakes. Johnson being careful, just stabbing out the jab.
Again, the American making Naseem miss. Cat and mouse at the moment. Almost a kind of phony war.
Hamed has to rely on getting his heavy punches on. And Johnson, for the most part, being very evasive.
You can see already that Johnson has worked on a game plan and is beginning to put it into effect. So far, so good for him, because Naseem has not really been able to land with very much too cleanly. Not yet, anyway, but that could all change in an instant. There he is, switching again to lead with the left hand this time. That's better, Naseem. Two good left hands from him. First significant work of the round, really, from the WBO champion. Remember, Johnson holds the IBF belt and has done for the best part of 4 years.
Still not a great deal of punches from either men landing correctly.
Here was one of the attempted rocket launches. Johnson did it cleverly. There's a good right hand. That's better from Prince Naseem, and it's got the crowd going. And again he finds the American. There was an attempt there at that corkscrew uppercut, which has dispatched quite a few opponents.
It was a better finish to the round from Hamed, just jumping in and then quickly out. Landing and getting out of range.
And the two of them right smiles at each other at the end of the round, although, well, Naseem was smiling, Johnson wasn't, in fact.
No, he hasn't been amused throughout the build-up to this fight. He's a class guy, and he just wanted to get on to the fight, didn't think it needed any build-up.
Hamed with a better success rate, 30% to 19% so far, according to the computer stats. They've both thrown about the same number of punches. Now then, Prince Naseem Hamed, of course, always has predictions, and the next round coming up is a significant one in that department.
Has made my mind up for me. She's predicted round 3, and if she says round 3, he will fall in the round she calls, because at the end of the day, I'm not letting my mum down.
Second out, round
Well, he got the
3.
prediction right in his last defence against Remigio Molina, but this is an entirely different class of opponent. Johnson's been in no kind of trouble so far. Bet your bottom dollar that the showman inside Prince Naseem will know this is the round. He'll be thinking about it. Johnson knows about it too. Johnson was saying he's just putting himself under pressure by naming a round. He said, what's the Prince going to be thinking when they say round 4, round 5?
Well, they're the two best punches from Johnson so far in the fight. Good right hand, come back with a wide left hook. Both of them landed.
Again finds gets the target. Not quite as elusive as he used to be earlier on in his career, for my money, Prince Naseem. Johnson dodging this way and that, giving it plenty of lateral movement. You just wonder if he has the capability somewhere inside to maybe take Naseem to school. Again, very clever little left-hand counter from Johnson. Has boxed well so far in this round.
There haven't been a great deal of punches landing from either men, but the cleaner shots and more of them have come from Johnson in this round.
Again, Naseem tried the left hook. He's being frustrated at the moment by this clever craftsman. But he does have the power to turn things around very, very suddenly. He's got him with a left hand. Johnson backed up against the ropes, has to take another right hand. This time he's in a bit of trouble, then a left. Is Naseem going to fulfill his prediction? Worst moment so far for the American. He wants to stand and trade, which may not be wise. Breakthrough for Naseem, who grins at close range at Johnson. And he's caught him with a right hand again, and Johnson wants to hold on. Combination punching. He's got Johnson going. This is a big round for the Prince. He falls over there. The crowd think it's a knockdown. It isn't. There are 22 seconds left in the round.
But Johnson is unsteady. He's been hurt by punches here. He's trying to slug it out with Hamed, and that could be dangerous.
His legs did a silly dance there. Johnson in the middle of the ring. He's felt this power. Can he take it? There's no doubt about it. Naz has got him going. Oh, and a right hand! Catches Naseem right as the bell sounds. A countering right, very similar to the one that Manuel Medina caught him with and knocked his gum shield out with.
That was a hurtful punch right at the end from Johnson, just to warn Hamed that it's not over yet. He's still in there. He's still got his senses together, and that was a good punch. But it was certainly Hamed's round. He got through with the better punches, and he hurt Johnson time and time again in there. And he was on unsteady legs.
Johnson will need all of the minute to recover, despite his excellent right hand right on the bell. Well, he predicted round 3 for his mum. It hasn't happened, but it nearly did.
It nearly did. He did very well to get out of that, Johnson. He used all his experience there to avoid the punches. This is right at the end. Johnson rolls away and then slips over the top with that right hand, just to give a little message to Hamed.
4th round. How much has Johnson recovered? Naseem started to nail him, and again he gives him that little cocky grin through the gum shield. Johnson retains his poker face. It's a good left hand as well. And again the legs look wobbly from Johnson. This man has never authentically been stopped, and again they wrestle each other to the floor. There is no knockdown, and Naseem there was doing a little imitation of the way he thinks Johnson's legs are looking.
But Johnson's starting to feel the power now, looking unsteady on his legs.
Is this excellent American world champion coming towards the end of his reign? He looks ready to be taken. His legs are betraying him a bit. Naseem can find another humdinger, you wonder what might happen. Prince Naseem looks like a man who believes he's in control of this, and he may well be right. The punches are coming at Johnson at angles he hadn't really dreamt of, despite all his experience.
He's never seen anything like this before, but he's ready to stand and have a fight with Hamed.
He's still big technical errors at times from Prince Naseem. When he does miss, it looks awful, and he does get countered with right hands. But my goodness me, he does pack a punch, and he's so quick, and he hits so hard.
And they look technical errors for most fighters, but for Hamed, he gets away with them.
Yes, he almost defies conventional logic. Johnson has been through a dodgy spell, but he's still there. And many times in his reign, he's come through bad moments to prevail, and Prince Naseem Hamed has got to remember that.
Go.
It's all gone a little quiet, just again having a little look at each other. It's only Hamed's round.
Well, the big crowd at the London Arena, one of the biggest we've ever had indoors. There was a huge one, of course, at the 9X Arena in Manchester recently, but bigger than this one because it holds more. But I think they could have sold this nearly a couple of times over, maybe.
There's that long left hand from Hamed, which got the legs. Look there. Look at the reaction from the legs of Johnson. He was hurt there. He was trying to just get the legs going again, get some circulation back in them. But he was hurt from that good, strong, solid shot from Hamed.
And that is why this Prince Naseem Hamed could win just about any fight you put him into, because of that firepower. Vonzel Johnson, chief trainer for Tom Boom Boom Johnson, his previous trainer, died. So this is the first fight for Vonzel Johnson to be in charge in that corner. Johnson's such an experienced pro, he can almost motivate and kind of train himself. Fifth round. This is already a pretty long fight for Prince Naseem Hamed. He's usually got them over by now. Get the impression, don't you, that Naseem is just waiting his chance to explode another punch through the gap, find an angle.
Yes, that's how he does it. He waits and waits and just waits for his opponent to make a mistake, and then he quickly counters with a punch from an unusual angle.
There's a left hook in there as well. Didn't really land too flush. Johnson's movements are more laboured than they were a little early on, though. He's taken a few. Johnson badly needing to find a little bridgehead back into the argument.
Yes, he's losing these rounds and falling behind on points, and he needs a good round. He needs to try and get a hold of Hamed with some decent punches.
Lovely right hand that was from Naseem on the counter. Steve Collins, having retained his title, watching at ringside. All the other fighters on the bill, apart from those still to fight, of course, out here and engrossed in the action. Waiting to see whether Prince Naseem Hamed can lift this second belt for British boxing. One thing I've noticed with Naz tonight is he's not quite as wild as one's seen him in the past. He's just picking the punches and the openings a little bit better, isn't he? It's just a little more mellow.
Yes, he's just tightened himself up a little bit. He's not been as brash. He just looks as if he's concentrating more on his work.
Two good left hands again, although Johnson seemed to just parry one of them. Very accurate. The head's coming dangerously close together there. He nearly walked onto one. That's a danger too. There's another left hand.
Johnson's trying to wait for Hamed rushing in with his left so Johnson can catch him with the right. He almost got it on there.
And of course, that will double the power of the blow if he's walking onto it. Well, I think he's winning the rounds, Prince Naseem.
Yes, he's doing more. He's throwing them in better clusters.
There's his dad, Sal, runs the corner shop, which has now become almost legendary. Every feature you read about Prince Naseem, and there are loads of them, they all document the story.
And that's how I have it. Hamed going into a 4-point lead now.
That's the way I have it too. He's certainly done all the effective work, or most of it anyway. Johnson has come through a crisis. He's still around.
10 seconds.
One or two good judges in the game have suggested that he has been slipping a little of late, Tom Johnson, in recent defences, but he's still the champion, and if Prince Naseem wins this, you will not be able to take it away from him. Good little right hand from Johnson, who must know that he's got to start to change the pattern a little bit, because he must realise that he's falling behind on the scorecards. Again, the right hand from Johnson.
And Hamed has a little comment for him after Johnson attempted that right hand.
Naseem, who's scored 43 knockdowns in his 24 previous fights. So far, he hasn't had Johnson on the floor. Only 3 opponents have managed to stay upright in Naseem's career to date. Remember, Tom Johnson got off the floor against Eva Beleño when we saw him in Newcastle, the Colombian. He was down in the first round and got up to win by stoppage in the last.
Johnson's recovered quite well. He got a little bit of spring back in his legs there, just getting back to some movement.
He's very, very wary of Prince Naseem's power now, and you have to ask the question, what is Johnson going to do to win the fight from here?
Yes, he's falling behind on points. He's got to try and land some decent punches. He's got to try and hurt Hamed. And a good right hand there from Johnson.
That was one of his best punches of the contest. He's not noted as a huge puncher, Tom Boom Boom Johnson. He's not a light hitter, and there he catches Naseem again, who again left himself off balance and knows it. A self-conscious little jig on the spot from Naseem. There's 2 good right hands from Johnson, who is just maybe rediscovering his confidence.
Yes, we're just getting the better of this round thus far. 2 good right hands. And Hamed not getting close enough to land his own punches.
Well, Prince Naseem has to be careful that he doesn't let Tom Johnson back into the fight. This is a very wily old campaigner, 10 years older than him. And again, the right hand. He's got careless in this round. It's been his worst round so far, Prince.
Hamed's just planted his feet, and Johnson has used good movement and just picked Hamed up from distance in a good round. And I think Johnson's round.
I think he won that round. Let's find out how Barry McGuigan is seeing things so far.
Yeah, I think that's Hamed is training too much to knock the guy out. He's trying to knock him out with the clean punches. He had him in desperate trouble in the 3rd and 4th round. He should now settle down and start picking the points up instead of trying to knock him out all the time. He's well ahead, he's comfortably ahead. I make the last round the only round that he's won, but if he keeps leaving himself open like this, look at those first shots. This guy can punch. He's a wily old character. He's been in there so many times. He knows how to handle these wild sweeps from Hamed. He's got to just keep himself composed, Hamed. He can't keep taking right hands like that, because this guy will hurt him and possibly even knock him out. got to keep it at a distance. You've got to box and pick up the points and try and steal this fight. And if the knockout comes, it comes.
We are at the halfway point into round 7. Remember, Prince Naseem Hamed has won all his world title fights so far by stoppage. Will he become the first man to authentically stop Tom Boom Boom Johnson? He's only lost twice, the American. I say authentically because there was one against Manuel Medina when he was beaten on a technical decision when the fight was stopped because of cuts in the 9th round, but Medina was ahead. But since then, Johnson beat that same fighter twice.
Watch the backhand, watch the backhand.
Just hearing that one or two of the American commentators behind us have scored the last 2 rounds for Johnson. It's a timely reminder that some people, maybe the judges, could be seeing things a little differently. Remember, there are 2 American judges and a Mexican scoring this. That strikes me as a bit odd in a fight between an Englishman and an American to have 2 American judges and an American referee, but there you go.
And that's all I have it in. I still have Hamed 3 points ahead.
Yep, I had him 3 ahead going into this one. But Johnson is finding his way back. I think Barry McGuigan had a good point, didn't he? Naseem has to start picking up the points a bit and not just waiting to try and land an attempted knockout blow.
This Hamed just becoming a little flat-footed. He's got to try and get in range quicker.
You just wonder whether Hamed has just mentally relaxed a little after having Johnson on the run in the 3rd and 4th round. He may have felt he had it in the bag, but Johnson is proving otherwise.
Well, a fighter like Tom Johnson is certainly not one to do that against. You've got to have it all really right. You've got to be very sharp mentally. And Johnson just dancing around, content just to pick Hamed off at distance.
At the moment, he's just outboxing him a little, but the left hook gets Johnson going again. Oh, here we go. Clubbing right, then a straight right hand as well.
And that was all caused from a little short left hook inside, and again Johnson's hurt.
Bad moments again for the American, who's breathing heavily. Suddenly, Naseem has him on the run again. Oh, and the left hand sent Johnson reeling backwards. 3-punch combination from Naseem. He can be a chilling finisher. He's tottering now. Tom Boom Boom Johnson. This time Naseem is looking for the finish, but the bell comes at a very good time for Johnson. Just at a time when you felt that Prince Naseem Hamed was close to the stoppage, but he's in a bad way, Johnson, in that corner.
He really is, Ian. He didn't look as if he was going to make it there. I think if the round had been much longer, Hamed could have well scored the stoppage. He was really just keeping up because the ropes were there and he was trapped in the corner.
Well, I've said it time and time again. Whatever else you say about Prince Naseem Hamed, I think he is the biggest punching featherweight out there, and I think that's proving a vital factor in this fight. Again.
Without doubt, and he got it all from that left hook in close, got all his power in just a short distance, and then he kept the pressure on. He is a very good finisher, Hamed, and Johnson was doing everything there to move out of the way of these punches, but he was certainly in bad trouble at the end of the fight, at the end of the round there.
Second round 8.
Stayed on his feet somehow through all that though, Johnson. 8th round, rising excitement for the sellout crowd at the London Arena down in the Docklands. Is this the round for Prince Naseem Hamed? The 8th round, he found a good left hand there from close in, and another one. And this time, Naz has started the round fast, which will give him a full 3 minutes to maybe force the stoppage. Lovely uppercut as well. Naseem, once he gets his man going, like a lot of good fighters, he suddenly switches up about 4 gears in an instant.
This is very difficult for his opponents to get out of the way because he brings these punches in from all sorts of angles. It's difficult when a fighter has got everything there, but when he's hurt, he doesn't know where they're coming from.
Well, there's been some sparkling stuff in the last couple of rounds from Prince Naseem. And again, a very hard-looking left hand that might have put a lot of fighters on the floor. He wears those leopard skin trunks, and he's on you with the speed of a big cat at times as well.
He's really putting power into the right hands now, Hamed.
Oh, he looks at it that way. Johnson tottering, almost went right hand. He's surely ready to go. In this, the 8th round. Again, he somehow stays on his feet. Huge right hand. The referee thought about stepping in there. There's a cut as well underneath one of the eyes for Johnson, who's all over the place. We are surely only seconds away here. If Naseem can find another big punch like that, a right uppercut. Nobody could have taken that in the 8th round. He'll do very well to get up from this. And will the referee let it go on anyway? No, he will not. Prince Naseem Hamed adds the IBF Featherweight Championship of the world to his WBO bout. He is twice a world champion. And again, the finish was electric.
Yes, you've got to give credit where credit's due. That was a tremendous fight from Hamed, and he finished the fight in such superb fashion against a very, very good champion in Tom Johnson. So that was a superb win for Hamed and could be the start of the legend.
Well, I always hesitate to talk about legends. I mean, we're talking Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson there, but let's not pour cold water on things. This has been a great moment for British boxing. This is an exciting talent, and it's his speed and his power that make him so very, very difficult for fighters to handle. It's the first time Tom Johnson has been authentically stopped in his career.
Yes, a stoppage win against Tom Johnson. You have got to give credit. That is very, very good going indeed.
And maybe all sorts of exciting possibilities open up now, I tell you. But just look at the finish again.
He's a very good finisher. Look at the right hand. He was touching at this point, Johnson, and now he just can't see the punches coming. They're coming in from all sorts of angles. He's got Johnson in trouble here, and he just keeps the pressure on.
And while you're watching that, Tom Johnson has needed a stool in the center of the ring just to sit down. He took a lot. Proud, skillful champion.
And this is where it finishes here in the right uppercut. He just looked for that shot, bent his knees, got all his power in it, and a beautiful delivered punch. Johnson just crouched down and just sort of fell into the punch, really.
It was a chilling punch. And yet again, Prince Naseem wins by stoppage. That's 13 in a row that he's knocked out or stopped. Who can live with his power?
This guy is a sensational fighter. There's no question about that. And he's going to go on to bigger and better things.
Right. Let's hear from Naseem Hamed with Ian Dar.
Well, here he is, WBO and now IBF featherweight champion of the world. How does that sound, Naz?
It sounds great. 2 times world champion, as I say I was going to be. I said the 3rd round, but what can I say? Tom Pum Pum Johnson's a brilliant fighter. And what can I say? He's absolutely brilliant, and he took very, very good shots. And he deserved to be a great champion, but as you know, I took over.
Well said, that, but that was a heck of a right uppercut that you found to finish the argument in the 8th round.
Well, I knew it had to be a great shot to put him out, because there's been no fighters that has knocked him down and laid him there and just make him stay there. He's a brilliant fighter with a great chin, and I know now how he defended his title 11 times. Brilliant fighter, total respect to the boy. And what can I say?
You seem to have him going and on the verge of defeat in around the third, fourth round. Then he seemed to come back into it a little bit before you found the finish. Did you feel as if you were maybe just losing control of things around the fifth, sixth, seventh?
No, I wasn't losing control. I was biding my time, baby. I was biding my time, and I realised when the time came, I threw a brilliant right uppercut, and that ended the fight. It laid him out. He just stopped there in his tracks. It took him out. I thank Allah for giving me the power, the strength, the training, everything. All my ability comes down to God, and I love him dearly. Thank you very much.
Now, in the past, of course, and you'll have read the articles, on the other side of the Atlantic, people have not been convinced about you. What do you say to them now?
They've got to realise now that Tom Boom Boom Johnson was a brilliant fighter. I mean, how many times did he defend his title? The Prince, at the age of 22, good-looking boy, came along and take it off him in his fifth defence. And what can I say? You're looking at a legend soon to be. I mean, there's time to prove, but I'm going to prove it, and I'm going to do it and bring it back to Britain, back to Sheffield.
What do you see that... They like that, they like that. What do you see as the way ahead, though, Naz? Now, would you like to fight Luisito Espinosa, the WBC champion, Wilfredo Vasquez, WBA champion? I mean, you've talked about having 4 belts this year. I mean, is that feasible?
I definitely see that happening. You know, I'm going to leave it to my best promoter in the world, Frank Warren. I mean, he's absolutely great. What can I say? He's fixed all the fights, got me to the IBF belt. I've had to get in there and I've had to fight tonight. I trained well hard. Thank Dominic, everybody in the gym, from Johnny, Clifton, Ryan, everybody for helping my training go so well. Respect to the sponsor, Adidas. What can I say? I'm gonna, as I say, a legend soon to be. People in Britain don't need to worry about anything. I'm gonna bring everything back here, especially back to Sheffield, everything.
23rd birthday coming up on Wednesday, Naz, and we've already got it's an early birthday present, not only another world title belt, but a cake as well. How about that?
What can I say? I'd like to thank Sky Sports and everybody here in the arena for coming to support me tonight, because you've seen a legend soon to be, and I just thank Sky Sports and everybody, Frank Warren, especially my father, I love him dearly. And my mum, who basically said that I was going to win in style, and obviously it was a wicked ending, you know that.
Congratulations, great performance tonight, Naz.
Thank you very much, respect.
One more.